Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's podcast. I'm Jake, and with me is Emma. How are you, Emma?
Hi, Jake. I'm doing great. I'm really excited about today's topic. It's something we all love food.
Yes, food is such an interesting topic because it's something we enjoy every day. Everyone has their favorite dish or a special meal they remember. What about you, Emma? What's your favorite food?
That's a tough one. But I think my favorite food is pizza. You can have so many different toppings. It's always delicious. What about you, Jake?
I love pasta. There are so many types, and you can add different sauces. It's always tasty.
That's true. So, today we're going to talk about different kinds of food, and we'll also talk about how food is different in other countries.
Yes, food can be very different depending on where you are in the world. For example, in Japan, people eat a lot of sushi, which is rice with fish. In Mexico, people love tacos, which are small tortillas filled with meat, vegetables, and cheese.
It's so cool how each country has its own special dishes, but there are also some foods that are popular everywhere. Like, we mentioned pizza earlier, right?
Yes, pizza is famous all over the world. But did you know that pizza originally comes from Italy?
Yes, and Italian pizza is a little different from what we eat here. It has a very thin crust and usually just a few toppings. It's simple, but so good.
Speaking of simple foods, let's talk about breakfast. Breakfast is the first meal of the day, and different countries have different breakfasts. Emma, what do you usually have for breakfast?
I usually eat eggs and toast for breakfast. Sometimes I have fruit, like bananas or apples. What about you?
I like to have cereal with milk. It's quick and easy, but when I have more time, I like to make pancakes.
Pancakes are so delicious, especially with syrup or fruit on top.
Yes, and in some countries, like in the UK, people have big breakfasts with eggs, bacon, sausages, and beans. It's called a full English breakfast.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of food. In some places, breakfast is lighter. In France, people often have just a croissant and coffee in the morning.
That's right. It's interesting how different meals can be depending on where you are.
Let's talk about lunch. In many countries, lunch is the biggest meal of the day. People eat things like sandwiches, salads, or even soups.
Yes, and in some countries, like Spain, people have a big lunch and then take a rest called a siesta. It's a short nap after lunch. Isn't that nice?
That sounds so relaxing. And what about dinner? Dinner is the meal people usually eat in the evening.
Yes, dinner can be small or big depending on where you are. In the U.S., people might eat things like steak, chicken, or pasta for dinner. What about in your country, Emma?
In my country, we often have rice and vegetables for dinner. It's a very simple meal, but it's healthy and filling.
That sounds nice. And sometimes, people like to have dessert after dinner. Do you like dessert, Emma?
Oh, I love dessert. My favorite is ice cream. It's so sweet and cold. What about you, Jake?
I'm a big fan of chocolate cake. It's rich and so tasty.
Yum, desserts are a great way to end a meal.
Yes, they are. Now, let's talk about something important: healthy eating. It's okay to enjoy things like pizza and ice cream, but it's also important to eat healthy foods like fruits, vegetables, and grains.
That's true. Healthy food gives our bodies the energy we need to work and play. It also helps us stay strong and feel good.
So, it's a good idea to eat a balance of different foods, some fruits, some vegetables, some protein like meat or beans, and a little bit of sweets too.
Exactly. It's all about balance. And don't forget to drink water. Staying hydrated is very important.
That's a great point. Water is the best drink for our bodies.
Before we go, Jake, let's talk about food traditions. Every country has special foods for holidays or celebrations. For example, in the U.S., people eat turkey on Thanksgiving.
Yes, and in China, during the New Year, people eat dumplings. It's a food that brings family and friends together.
Food is a big part of culture, isn't it? It brings people together. whether it's for a big celebration or just a simple meal with family.
It really does. And food also helps us learn about other cultures. When we try food from different countries, we can learn a lot about the people and their traditions.
That's why food is so special. It's more than just something we eat, it's a way to connect with others.
Well, Emma, I think we've covered a lot today. We talked about different types of food, meals in different countries, healthy eating, and even food traditions.
Yes, it was a fun conversation. I hope our listeners learned something new and maybe feel inspired to try some new foods.
I hope so too. And remember, everyone, food isn't just about filling our stomachs, it's about enjoying life and sharing good times with others.
That's so true. Jake, thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
And don't forget, if you liked this podcast, share it with your friends and family. We'll be back soon with another interesting topic.
Until next time, keep exploring new foods and stay healthy.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.